And what you can do is to actually separate yourself from what you are thinking about and separate yourself from what you're feeling. This is what mindfulness is. Welcome to the Daring Living podcast, where it's all about personal growth, honest conversations, and exploring what it means to live a passionate, daring life. I'm your host, Shirley Huang. Welcome back to another podcast episode. Today we are going to talk about mindfulness and the importance of being more mindful and how to be mindful in your daily life. I'm really glad that the concept of mindfulness, it has really entered the mainstream conversation, and nowadays practices like meditation and journaling and be more mindful, it's a lot more talked about in the mainstream conversation, which is definitely not like that before. And today, I want to talk to you about mindfulness and really talk about the foundation of what are some of the things that you can do to build more mindfulness into your daily life. The definition of mindfulness, according to Google, is, let me read this out loud. It means bringing one's attention to experiences occurring in the present moment without judgment. So let me say it again. Bring attention to experiences that are occurring in the present moment without judgment. Really notice the part that I said without judgment. It is a state of being where you are just simply being with the present moment. You're not labeling it. You're not thinking about anything else. You're simply just being aware of the moment right now. And as someone who tends to overthink and worry a lot, mindfulness over the years has really helped me to be more in tune with myself and be a lot more present in the day-to-day. When I finally got a lot more mindful, I realized that I've been neglecting my needs and my self-care, and I haven't been prioritizing myself. Because of this constant practice, now I feel more peaceful, I feel more calm, and I feel more grounded in my days because of mindful presence that I really try to practice and really try to incorporate into my day. I want to give you 3 tips in this episode on really how to build up mindfulness and be more present from moment to moment. The first tip I have for you is to take very, very intentional breaks. If you're like me who goes on trying to be busy all the time, then I would even suggest you to go a step further and actually schedule the breaks in. When we are always working and doing, especially if you have a 9-to-5 job, it's really, really hard and it becomes a routine. We are on autopilot. Sometimes we are so used to be on autopilot that we're not even aware of it. And when we take breaks, we are on our phones or in front of the screen. And that's not really an intentional break. I once had a client who really struggled with being more present. She told me that it's just what she was taught. She was taught that she needs to keep on doing and keep on achieving more. And sometimes when we are on that wheel, we don't really know how to stop and take a break and pause. She told me that she needs to always be doing, to get a good job, socialize with friends, to get promoted, achieving her goals, always working. And I asked her a question. I asked her, what would it be like if you just do nothing? And she looked at me not really knowing what to say because she has never really thought about it from that perspective before. And she told me that honestly, she doesn't know what that looked like. This type of behavior is the same for a lot of people. I was one of them too. I feel like I have to keep myself busy all the time to be of value, to be doing something that is meaningful for myself. The first tip I have for you to be more mindful is simply to take very intentional breaks. It doesn't have to be anything big, but during that break, you should sit there and simply do nothing. You can time yourself if you want. Do all the things that you can, as long as you can take breaks and schedule a time where you simply just do nothing. You don't have to think about anything. You don't have to plan and read a book or do something meaningful during that break. I just want you to sit there and do nothing. And during that break, what you can do is to bring awareness to your surrounding in that moment and bring awareness to all the senses that you are having. What are you hearing at that moment? What are you looking at that moment? If you're holding a cup, what does the cup feel like in that moment? This is how you can be truly present and truly be in the experience instead of living in your thoughts. Instead of living your life on autopilot, learning to pause and slow down and take intentional breaks in your day is a really great way to start being more mindful in the day-to-day. The second tip I have for you is to do daily check-ins. Checking in with yourself is something that is so overlooked, but I think it is so important that we are missing in our day. When you are doing the conscious action of checking in, again, you are not living inside your thoughts. You are not everywhere. You are not on autopilot. You are simply being there and allowing yourself to actually step away and be the bystander of your life, be the bystander of yourself in that moment, and just check in with how you're doing. I actually recorded a podcast episode recently about checking in with yourself. So if you want to listen more about this concept of checking in, you can check it out in episode 25. With that being said, I have 4 questions to really help you to start checking in with yourself on a daily basis. The first question is, how am I feeling right now? How am I feeling? What do I need? How can I give that to myself? And what's my focus for today? These 4 questions will really help you to be able to step away from your thoughts and really look at your life in that day from a bystander's point of view. I really do believe that people who live on purpose and really live aligned to their values and who are truly successful in this world are people who constantly check in with themselves and check in with their beliefs and their values and their goals and also their needs. And this is how they are constantly able to align with what they want to do and truly shine and truly share their gifts in this world. This is why I think checking in with yourself is a overlooked but a very, very crucial part of everyone's day in order to be more mindful. The third tip I have to be more mindful is really to practice becoming the watcher of your thoughts and of your emotions. This is where exercises like meditation can really help you to practice that. Because when you are the watcher, like what I said before, you're actually stepping out from living inside your head and just observing it instead. In fact, when we are constantly living in our thoughts and just living in our emotions, then we are actually living in reactive mode. And it's important to understand that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You're not your thoughts, you're not your emotions. You're a complete whole human being. That is all. What is actually happening is that you have a brain with thoughts. And some of these thoughts are wired from your past experiences, and your thoughts are also creating your emotions and how you feel. And what you can do is to actually separate yourself from what you are thinking about and separate yourself from what you're feeling. This is what mindfulness is. Another way to really practice mindfulness and to practice observing and being the watcher of your thoughts and of your emotions is to journaling. I really try to write at least 1 page of journal a day where I just kind of brain dump everything that's on my mind onto paper and then go back and look at it later on. And this actually helps me to be more clear about what I'm actually thinking about and what's actually on my mind and how I'm actually feeling. but I can only do that afterwards when I go back and look at it. So journaling is a really great practice for you to improve your mindfulness. At first, learning how to really separate yourself from your thoughts and your feelings, it might be a little bit difficult. And it is a practice, it requires patience. And the more that you can do it, the more you are more aware of yourself and the more you are able to do it more and more. Alright, I hope that you find today's tips helpful. I would love to know, what do you struggle the most with mindfulness in your day-to-day? Feel free to leave me a message in the comment section or send me a message at my Instagram at Daring Living. I hope that you have a great week and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Hey, if you are ready to take this work deeper, I would love to invite you to my live coaching program. This is where we work together one-on-one and take all of the materials that you heard just now and apply them into your life so that you can become the person you want to be. If you want to learn more about the program, you can visit my page at daringliving.com/coaching. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to hit subscribe. It means so much more than you know. Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.